The case of Galileo is a classic case where of conflict between, or perceived conflict between, science and faith. And the discovery that Galileo's discoveries were threatening to the church as the center, that the faith in the church is the center of the universe. The church should not be threatened by that. We have been blessed with gifts from God to learn, to experiment, to understand His creation, and to work with it. In fact, that's what we're really instructed to do. Christians should view science as a tool. It's a way of gaining new knowledge about the world, about God's creation. It's a measuring stick. It's the way we interpret the world, that this thing is this size, this color, this shape, this amount of hardness, it's this temperature, it has this freezing point, it has this melting point. It's the way we learn about the world, and we use that type of discernment every day. We feel, we touch, we see, we hear, we gather data and facts about things and stuff in the world and how we negotiate the world. And that's what science is. It's a way of understanding the world in which we live. Science is really good at answering questions about how and what and how big, that kind of thing. It doesn't really tell us the why questions or should we questions. That's, to me, more in the realm of faith. The questions of why am I here and what's my purpose in life. Science really can't answer those questions. The beauty of the Genesis story to me is that it tells us that God's hand was in the creation of the universe. That's very clear. There's nothing that we've discovered today that refutes that essential tenet of faith. As a matter of fact, some of our colleagues in the realm of physics are really discovering some very interesting things that seem to support that story. So in my office I have a small sculpture of praying hands, and it reminds me of my faith. It's a prompt for me. And a large piece of limestone that's loaded with fossilized seashells. But I often reflect on the chunk of limestone as well, and I say to myself, look at that. It's extraordinary. It's beautiful. How did it get here? How long did it take for those fossils to form? But it is somewhat of a dichotomy of looking at the two items, and a reminder of what I do as someone who's engaged in science and gathering new knowledge, facts, doing experiments, but also my relationship with God. And I have to reconcile those two within my own being, and I don't really have a problem doing it.